Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel Ojs.Apparel. Alright, so in today's class we'll be learning how to make this two-piece right here. So if this looks like what you love to learn how to make, then you're definitely at the right place. Alright, so yeah, just keep on watching and let's head right into the video. Okay, so from our last class, if you can remember, we drafted out our pattern. Okay, if you're yet to see that video, please head right back, check the last video I posted on my channel and draft your own pattern and then come back to this class. Okay, so what we have here is my front piece and my back piece. What I'm doing right now is I'm just taking out the pins, all right, that was attached to my front piece and my back piece, and I'll just go ahead and sew the crotch of both my fronts and my back. So yeah, just go ahead and sew by 1/2 inch. All right. Okay, so this is what we have after sewing our crotch for both the front and the back. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our front pattern and place it on our back pattern, right side facing right side. All right, and then we'll just go ahead and sew. Okay, before sewing, just go ahead and pin it down. I prefer pinning down because it helps your sewing go smoothly and easier without you always trying to arrange every piece before sewing. So what I'm doing right now is I placed the crotch of both the front and the back, all right, and I pinned it down just so it aligns down there, and then I am just pinning the sides. I'll go ahead and sew this by 1/2 inch as well. Okay, so yeah, just pin it down and make sure everything aligns properly before taking it to your machine. So yeah, after pinning down, this is what I have. We'll go ahead and sew by 1/2 inch. And then for the sides, of course, you must have already noticed that the back piece will be bigger than the front piece, and that is very okay. It's meant to be that way, so do not panic. Okay, all right, yeah. So what you're just going to do is you're just going to pin both sides together and sew by the allowance that you left. If I can remember, in our last video the allowance you left was 1 inch, so I just went ahead and sewed it down by 1 inch. Okay, and this is what we have after sewing. You see, everything is just well aligned and our short is already falling into place, guys. Yeah, there I have my pockets. I did not make a video on how to make a pocket, but if you do want a video, just let me know and I will drop a video on how to attach a pocket to your short or your skirt. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to fold the hem of our short 1/2 inch twice. Just fold it by the allowance you left, guys. If you left 2 inches allowance, fold it in by 2. We left 1, fold it in by 1. So after doing that, and then we'll come back for the waistline. So what we're going to do for the waistline is we'll take our tape and measure all around, all right, to get how many inches we have. For this short, I got plus, yeah, I think I got 30 inches or so. Yeah, and then what I did next was I just cut out a long piece of fabric. Remember, the band was going to the band is 1.5 inch. Okay, but what I have here is 2.5. That's because I'll be folding it down that way, 1/2 inch, half of an inch on both ends, and then by the time I join it, I'll be left with 1.5. Okay, so how we're going to attach this is we'll first of all attach it. We'll attach it this way and sew by 1/2 inch from the wrong side. So the right side of my band is facing the wrong side of my short. I'll sew it that way all around, and then I will turn it and then finish it up on my right side. So just take this to our machine. Okay, so this is what I have after sewing the first one. I told you I was going to sew 1/2 inch on the right side of my band, was going to face the wrong side of my fabric. I've done that, and this is what I have now. In order for me to finish it up, I'll fold in 1/2 inch like so, and then cover up the rough part of the band, and this is how it's going to be. I'll just sew on top of it. I'll just top stitch, all right, by 1/4 inch like so. And as you can see, our band is ready. I've gone ahead to fix our zip. The hem is already done and our short is ready, guys. It's that simple, it's that easy. Like, just go ahead and give it a good press and you would love what you recreated. Okay, so what we're going to be making next now is the upper part of the two-piece, which is the shirt. So here I have my fabric folded into 4, All right, so 2 for the front and 2 for the back. Okay, I just folded it into 4 like so, and I have 16 inches as the width of this fabric, and it's 16 inches because that's where I want my sleeve to stop. So yeah, the length of the width of the fabric you fold is just going to determine how long you want your sleeve to be, because it's a cut together sleeve. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just confirming the length of my top. I made it of 25 inches, guys, so if you want yours longer you can go ahead and do that, but I felt 25 inches was perfect for me. So just take your measurements and decide on how long you want your own shirt to be. Okay, so my measurement is obviously going to be starting from this folded edge, and what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the neckline for my back piece. So I took 1.5 inch as the depth, and the width of this neckline is going to be 3.5 inch. All right, and I'll just go ahead and connect that like so. And then for the front, I'm going to take 7.5 inches. Yeah, it was 7.5 inches. Okay, that's for the width of the front neckline, and it's obviously going to be a v-neck, so I just went ahead to connect it like so. So yeah, if you have yours, go ahead and take your measurements and make it as low as you want, so you can make it even higher than mine. Okay, so from the end of my fabric, I am taking 1.5 inch, and this is just going to help me create the shoulder slope. Okay, and I'll go ahead and connect it like so. Yeah, okay, so after doing this, the next thing I'm going to do is the opening of my sleeve. Okay, so I decided I'll go for 8 inches. 7 inches can work depending on how free you want your sleeve to be, but I always go for 8 or 10. I think for this I went for 8 inches, and it was good for me. The next thing we're going to be doing is we'll place our tape on that same where our armhole is sitting. Okay, the length of our sleeve, sorry, where it's sitting, and we're going to take our round bust. So but what I did for this was I just went ahead, I took my round hip measurement plus 2 inches. So I did my round hip measurement, which was 10 inches, divided by 4, which was 10 inches. Then I added 2 inches, which was 12 inches. So that 12 inches, I took that measurement all the way down to the hem of the top, and then I went ahead to connect it to the sleeve opening like so. And then in order for me to get that curve, I just went in by 2 inches, and then I connected it to get that curve in order for your armhole to sit properly. So like so, yeah, just a little bit of curve just so it won't be straight. And then I connected it to the rest of the bodice like so, and that was all. The next one we're going to be doing is we're just going to take our scissors and we'll cut this all through. So while cutting, just be careful, okay, just so you don't cut out your measurements. So after cutting out my back piece, my back neckline, and my shoulder slope, I just pushed in the back, leaving just the front piece. I pushed in one of my foldings, leaving just the front piece. Then I cut out my front neckline, and then I'll bring out my back neckline. I hope you guys can see this. So this is all, guys. So what I did next was that, of course, this top was going to have an opening by the side, so I just took a little bit of notch. I just took my scissors and I gave it a little bit of notch, just so I'll know where to sew and stop while sewing the sides. Okay, so from that point my slit is going to start from there. Okay, so this is all for the drafting pattern. Okay, I've drafted, I've cut out. Just go ahead and do the same thing you saw me do. Okay, as you can see, it was very easy to achieve. Nothing difficult, nothing hard. It's just straightforward. I'm just taking out my pins just so I can open my front and my back piece. Okay, so I'm just going to lay my back piece. I'll lay my back piece on my table like so. Okay, right side facing me, of course, and I'll take my front piece and lay on my back piece. Right side facing right side, do not forget, right side facing right side. And I'll go ahead and pin down the shoulders just so everything aligns properly. Okay, just pin down your shoulders because we're going to start sewing from our shoulders. I'm just making sure everything aligns properly, just so it won't be difficult while sewing. So yeah, as a beginner, always remember to pin down. After sewing your shoulders, you go ahead and sew the sides of your top. So after doing that, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to join my shoulders, as you can see, and my side piece as well. And then from that point where I took a notch, I have an opening there. Okay, so when you sew to that point, just remember to close your stitch, double stitch there, do not forget. So that is what we have. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to hem the lower part of our dress. I'm just going to fold in 1/2 inch twice, like so. And then in order for us to finish up the opening by the side, we'll also fold in 1/4 inch twice, like so. So just go ahead and do the same thing all around for the both sides of your opening. Okay, and then for the sleeve, we're also going to fold in 1/2 inch twice. You can also fold in by 2 inches, as if you do not want your sleeve to be as short as, if you want your sleeve to be shorter than mine rather. Just do that all around. So it really depends on what you want. So just do exactly how you want your top to look like in the end. So this is what I have after closing everything. As you can see, everything is looking all neat, very well. Just take your time while sewing. In the end, you would love what you have. So in order for us to complete this project, we just go ahead and use our bias tape to finish up our neckline. Okay, you can use the fabric, you can just cut out your fabric on bias form and finish up your neckline, but I wanted to use a bias tape. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and use our bias tape to finish up our neckline. We'll sew on the wrong side, on the right side, and then we'll flip to the wrong side like so and finish up. So by the time I was done rather, this was all I had. But that is not all for the neckline. Remember, we're trying to achieve a V neckline, a sharp V neckline rather. So in order for me to achieve that, I'll just place my neckline like so, making sure everything aligns, and then I'll just take my tape and mark where I'm just going to sew. So I'll just sew from that up point to where that my bias tape ends, and then this is what I have. So after doing that, I was satisfied with it. Okay, so it was just a little, I just held down a little just so I could achieve that sharp V neckline. So yes guys, this is the final look of our project, the 2-piece short and shirt. As you can see, it's looking all beautiful. That's the sharp V neckline we're trying to achieve right there, and of course we did it. It's looking fine, it's looking beautiful. Please and please do not forget to like, share, and of course subscribe to my channel. Okay, I love you all, I love you guys, and yeah, see you in our next class. Bye.